We've got some more breaking news coming in with regards to the initial report that has now been submitted by the AAIB. Air India's first statement coming in on the investigative report. Air India says they are all set to fully cooperate with the probe. Will cooperate with AAIB. This is the first statement coming in. Air India's first statement with regards to the initial report that has now been submitted by the AAIB. Air India, my colleague Amit is still with me on the story. Amit, we are now seeing the first reaction of Air India coming in. In fact, this is, ever since the crash, we have seen how forthcoming Air India has been. They have said that they will make sure that this is investigated to the T. They also said that they will try to make sure that if there is any kind of technical glitch, if there is any kind of investigation which points towards Boeing, then that's also something that Air India will very seriously look at.
Right, Aishwarya. The Air India operators do not have a choice in this particular case, being honest about it. As per the ICAO now norms, the investigation is being carried out in India. And in order to ensure the transparency and a trust factor, all international domain experts who were, possibly to be roped in, they have been called in. So you have the engine manufacturer, part of the NTSB team, which is the accredited representative by the AAIB. You have Boeing being part of the team, and so is Air India part of the entire process that's happening at this point in time. So even if there are faults that unfolds in, comes out in the months from now, when there's a detailed report coming up, or the high-level committee report, which is expected to be out in 3 months from now, Air India would also be at a spot of questioning till that point in time. Whether proper compliances were followed up or not, whether this was a problem with the Boeing craft manufacturer itself, or a manual issue in this particular case. Because, the conversation that we are able to gather from the AAIB report between the pilot and the co-pilot, where the pilot asked his co-pilot that, why did you, switch off the engine fuel switches from run to cut off, to which the co-pilot says that I haven't done so. This is also an angle that has to be investigated properly as to what led to the situation. And hence, I'm again repeating, the Air India will have to cooperate in this particular case with the Indian agencies, as well as the international domain experts who are part of the entire investigation. Because remember, it's not only about India, it's also about the entire civil aviation infrastructure, the trust and faith that we have, and the safety that needs to be maintained at the global level. So any fault, any mistake by any of the stakeholders in terms of that craft, Air India 171, Boeing Dreamliner 7878, that will have to be zeroed down so that no further such tragedies are repeated. And that is why Air India will remain under this investigation radar. Obviously, they cannot go on to brief the details of the investigation and the statements. What we can certainly say, right after the crash, Air India has been responding through its statements and video statements, whether it be about providing assistance to those who lost their loved ones, or giving the compensation. But again, they will continue to be under the scanner until the final report of the AAIB comes out. Back to you.